So in this one, I'm going to try to replace a battery in the cartridge for Super Mario RPG that I've had since I was a kid. We're looking at the save battery here, and if I test these two little pads here and here, I get voltage from the battery, and this one's pretty weak, just barely at 3 volts. Yeah, just right at 3 volts. It's supposed to be 3.2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that, those two little contact points there, add a little bit of solder to them, and see if we can attach an auxiliary battery and then replace the one on the front. I'm sure there are people out there who do micro soldering and things for a living that are probably going to lose their mind watching me do this, but you know, this is what the best vocational high school in the region will do for you. So we've added just a touch of solder to these, and now I'm putting this in parallel, not series, to maintain the voltage. And hopefully not fry anything in the process. Alright. So just for fun, let's check our voltage at the terminals. Now I'm up to 3.1, so that means our new battery is charging. So let's do a little bit of new solder just to soften stuff up. I actually saw this a long time ago on a YouTube video. I'll try to remember to link it below if I can. The guy was far more well spoken than I am. The reason for adding the solder is because this old solder is really firm, like the industrial grade stuff. It just doesn't wick away like the new stuff will. So you mix it up, softens it up a little bit. Let's get our solder wick in there. Now, ideally, if you have a solder pullet, it's better. But I'm used to working with this janky old solder wick. You don't want to get the board too hot, so give it a couple of seconds in between goes if you need to. Sure don't want to ruin it at this point. I've kept it for 25 years or more. Let's see, when did I get this? Oh, 22 years. I was a late adopter to the, yeah, we're going to stop because we don't want to get that battery too hot. I was a late adopter to the Super Nintendo. So, let me go see if I can dig out my solder pullet and I'll be right back. Alright. was actually able to find it, believe it or not. So let's see if we can make this work a little bit better. Got a little bit. Can I have another go? Oh. Yeah, we'll get the rest of that with the wick. All right, so we're close enough. I think this dude will probably just drop right out. And there it goes. All right, so if everything went well, we should still have voltage at our pads there. So let's check. .1 volts. So we have not lost voltage yet. This is a good thing. So I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. Don't want to overheat our pads either. We don't want them lifting. That's a thing that can happen. And it is inconvenient when it does, let me tell you. All right. I hear you. Okay. All right, so one thing you need to always do whenever you're replacing these batteries, whether you're trying to do it my way or not, is check to make sure that your battery terminals are in the same, not only location, but orientation as well. Let me see if I can burn my hand on this one. And as you can see, these are pretty darn close. Now the pads are a little different shape, but negative is on the bottom. Oh, that's shiny. Negative's on the bottom, positive's on the top. Okay. So for this trick, we're gonna remove the board from the case because I don't want to melt it. Make sure that your orientation is correct. Alright. Oh, there would be a glare right there where I need it to not be, huh? Okay. So good. Solder. This back on just a little bit. Doesn't take much. Iron, solder, solder, iron. That's what Mr. Wiles taught us. Iron, solder, solder, iron. It's the order in which you apply these things. Alright. Check our voltage one more time. 3.24 volts. So now, here's the real test. We're going to find out if it worked. So let's go ahead and remove the negative terminal and then the positive terminal from our auxiliary battery. And we will clean those pads up. They don't have anything on the back of them, they're just extra pads. Okay. Very good. Triple check our voltage. 3.1 volts. Alright, so we'll clean this up with a little bit of IPA just to make sure that there's no residue left that might cause any corrosion. And we'll come back with it on the big screen to see if it stayed. Okay, so now we're here in the game room. Going to take a moment and see if this thing works. I'm certain that it'll work. The question is, will there be saves? And oh heavens, we can't, have any music or anything. Here it is. Does it exist? Look at that. I think I might have been wrong earlier. I was trying to recall. The N64 came out in 96. So I probably got this in 95 or 96. So the better part of 20, 25 years, I've had these saves on this cartridge. Because I got it at the same time I got my Super Nintendo, which was right at the launch of the N64. So, thanks for watching. I'm just trying to get a few uploads done and just see where things go. Again, I'll try to link my sources down below, but this worked for me. Maybe in the future we can go over how I clean my videos and or clean my video games and a few other little things I've learned over the years. But anyways, thanks again for watching.